have got investment in 5 different properties, comes out to be 1.2 CR. See, for fractional ownership, the portal where I am investing, they look at the paperwork. A slightest of problem they find, the company is out of their list. Each month the date is fixed, and on that particular day, rent is credited in my bank account.
So given that you now own a part of the property, if something happens to the property, who takes care of that?
The person who is looking after my investments, no, I asked him this particular question: how many properties you have resold this way that investor for medical reasons or any other reason wanted money back? So it's of all my properties, all 5 of my properties, I'm getting minimum 8.7 to 9% rent I'm getting, and capital appreciation on an average they target 15 to 16%. Here also there is one particular aspect that many might have a question: what if this portal goes bankrupt?
Hello and welcome to Power Academy. Our last video about Maulik's inspiring journey got an overwhelming response. A lot of you asked specific information with respect to real estate investing. So on popular demand, we have with us Maulik to talk about real estate investments. He himself has more than 1 crore of investment in real estate alone. So by the end of today's video, we will learn about what are the different ways to invest in real estate. And specifically with respect to fractional real estate investing, we will learn about 1. What are the returns you can expect? 2nd, what are the different portals from which you can invest? 3rd, how to choose a portal and how to choose the right property? And 4th, how to exit and how is it taxed? That being said, let's get started. Hi Maulik, welcome back to Power Up and welcome to Power Academy. It's so good to have you again on popular public demand. I think our last podcast inspired so many people and particularly were interested in one asset class that you talked about, which was real estate. So we thought let's do, a sort of follow-up video on real estate itself. So let's get started, Maulik. I think first thing, just as a recap, if you could help our audience, what is your total portfolio and how much is real estate out of that portfolio?
The real portfolio once again stands around 7 plus CR at today's point, and I have got investment in 5 different properties. 3 of them are in Mumbai, 1 is in Bangalore, and 1 is in Pune.
Okay.
In 4 of them I have invested 25 lakhs, and in 1 of them I have invested 20 lakhs. So total comes out to be 1.2 CR.
So, Maulik, there are multiple ways to invest into real estate. You can start with as small as investing in, say, stock of a real estate company,
Right.
to as large as investing in the entire land or the entire property. You chose for fractional real estate investing. Could you help our audience in terms of for which kind of investor is which real estate is preferred, essentially?
All right. See, in real estate also, we'll have various different options available. First one, as you said, directly buying of any land. Second one we can talk of is this fractional ownership. Third one is directly investing in stocks or any thematic fund related to infrastructure or real estate. They all have their own positives. They all have their own negatives. It is upon the individual what amount of risk he can take, what is his time horizon, and what is the amount that he want to invest.
Right. And given you have such substantial amount in real estate, how did you begin your journey in real estate? Could you walk us through that?
Once again, as I had my journey with the mutual fund in real estate also, I had some bad experience, honestly speaking.
Okay.
I bought the next door house in 2016, right? So I had kept it on a rent, and the rental yield was hardly 3 or 4% compared to what I had invested. So never thought that I'll be going in real estate because it is not going to give you any good amount of yield when compared to equities or even the bank FDs, because they also give us 7%, right?
Yeah.
But then I come across this fractional ownership thing from one of my friend. He was already investing in 1 or 2 of the properties,
Okay.
and he told me the basics about it and all. So I said, fine, let's give it a try. And so in February 22, I invested in one of the property in Mumbai. I watched it for 6 months. Everything was quite good, quite transparent as far as I had seen. And I was getting regular rental income in my bank account on a fixed day of a month. So after 6 months, I invested in another property. And with the passage of time, today I have got investment in 5 different properties across Mumbai, Bangalore, and Pune.
Okay, great. So to start with, Maulik, what is fractional real estate?
If we take a simple example, if a property is of say 50 crore, then obviously there will be very few people in our country who can buy that whole property or even a floor.
Yeah.
But 25 lakh investment, many of them could be doing compared to that who can go for a 30 crore, right? I want to invest, let's take 50 lakhs, so it will be easy for calculation, which means I'll be investing 1% of 50 crore.
Correct.
50 lakh is 1% of 50 crore. So I'll be owing 1% of that property.
Okay.
Fractional ownership, in a simple word, is nothing but where many people gather and they combinedly buy a property.
Okay.
And they get a rent, and they also get the appreciation of the property whenever it is being sold.
Got it. So what are the rate of returns here that one can expect?
Generally 8.5 to 9% rent you
Rent,
get from
okay.
each and every of the property. Of all my properties, all 5 of my properties, I'm getting minimum 8.7 to 9. That is the rent I'm getting.
Okay.
And capital appreciation, they generally target around 6 to 7%.
Okay.
On an average, they target 15 to 16%. Because there is also one thing that the more they will give, they will have that much more profit. The portal I'm talking of. So whenever the total amount that we are getting is above 15%, no, then the portals also have their performance incentive.
Okay.
And that is why they will always try to target for 16 or 17%.
Right. So there's no lock-in essentially.
It is difficult to liquidate it easily if we want it back somewhere in the middle. According to them, they have given a time frame of 15 to 90 days.
Okay.
Within this much time period, they will find a new investor.
Understood.
But generally within 15 to 30 days, they generally get the new investor. That's
Okay.
what I know. See, for fractional ownership, if someone has a time horizon of minimum 4 to 5 years now, then only I will suggest go for investing in it.
Okay.
Because that's where you get the good bulk. In 1 or 2 years, if you want your money back, no, better don't invest in it for
Okay.
just rental income.
Got
Because after 2 years, for any particular purpose, you want the money back, and for any reason it gets delayed, then you will be in a problem.
Got it. And since there's one component of rental yield, so do you get this monthly payment or is it an annual?
Yes, it is monthly payment. Each month the date is fixed.
Okay.
And on that particular day, it is credited in my bank account.
And since you were mentioning 25-50 lakh ticket size, given this it's real estate, is there like a minimum ticket size that someone needs?
Right now it is not fixed. So each portal has their own. But
Okay.
generally it ranges from 15 to 30 lakh.
Okay.
But this fractional ownership within next 6 months is going to see a very big change.
Okay.
They are going to be turning into SM REITs, that is small and medium real estate investment trusts.
Oh, okay.
Because SEBI is going for more strengthening of laws, more investor friendly and all. And as per the guidelines given by SEBI at this point of time, which may change because it is not yet finalized, in that they are going to keep the ticket size of minimum 10 lakh. So even more
okay.
investors will be able to join or participate in it.
Got it. And there are multiple portals out there. What was your framework to select portal that you use? How should a retail investor look at it?
I have been investing through hbits.co.
Okay.
It's a company in Mumbai, hbits, and all my 5 investment are through them only. There is one portal called as a property share,
Okay.
which was into this fractional ownership. It has already acquired the registration from SEBI, and this hbits has also filed for the same.
Okay.
And they are expecting to get it from SEBI within next 2 months. See, as far as selecting the portal is concerned, no, one should look at first their management, who is their CEO, who is looking after all the things and all. Second thing, how much long is their establishment? Third thing, how many successful properties they have acquired? If it has been a time period, are there any successful exit also? See, here also there is one particular aspect that many might have a question, that what if this portal goes bankrupt?
Yeah.
Right from the very first day, whenever they select any property, initially we have to pay 10% of the amount that we want to invest. So suppose I want to invest, let's say 25 lakh. So I have to initially give 2.5 lakh.
Okay.
That 2.5 lakh I don't have to give to hbits. They create an escrow account,
Okay.
and over there only I have to pay.
Okay.
And once the property is fully funded, means 100% investors are there, then the remaining 90% has to be transferred once again to that escrow account.
Okay.
After that, a trust is created or SPV is created. So hbits is looking after the property,
Okay.
but hbit is not the owner of the property. The owner are going to be the investors
Investors.
who have put their money.
Hmm.
And that's why there are two aspects. One is a CCD, cash convertible debentures,
Okay.
and second is the shares.
Okay.
The CCDs are for rental income and the shares are for the property. Depending upon the amount you have invested, you get that many number of shares and the CCDs.
Okay.
So nowhere the portal is going to have our money in his account. Nowhere it is going to be his name where the property is going to be. It is going to be on our name only.
Okay.
It might happen that a property might not get sold in 5 years. It might take 6 years or 7 years if you are not getting a proper price. But by that also, at the end, it remains on your name only.
Okay.
When it will get sold once again, directly you will be transferring it to the other company. If for any reason tenant leaves, but as I told you, they have got a
Less
6 months notice period. So by 6 months easily they will be getting the tenant. But otherwise, if tenant leaves, then we will not be getting the rent.
Correct.
That is one of the major thing. But property remains on your name.
Yeah.
So at least
Capital
your
appreciation is
capital
happening.
appreciation is going to take place, or the capital is not going to be lost.
No, this is super helpful. So, Maulik, over the last few years, when you started fractional real estate investing, what was like, how did you subsequently enter through amounts and which locations did you pick? Was there any framework there as well?
What this particular portal do is, I'll just give you the brief outline. Whenever they find any new property, they always keep a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
And over there, they let us know each and everything about the property. Then who is the tenant? What is the tenant period? Since how long the tenant is over here, and for what amount of time already they have got the tenant booked over there. When their webinar came, I was quite happy with what they presented. The rental yield, the XIR they were targeting, the area price, at what price they acquire the property. Suppose the area price is at say 18,000 rupees square feet, and they have acquired at 17,000 square feet per square feet. So automatically there's 1,000 rupees of benefit over there itself. So when the appreciation will take place, whenever we are going to sell, let's say it will be at 22,000, 18,000 to 22,000, and 17,000 to 22,000, already there will be that 1,000 rupees extra. So the pricing they always get at a discount price. Rent also they are going at a lesser rent compared to the area existing price. So the chances of leaving the tenant and all are quite less. And one of the most important factor which I found interesting with this HBits, they are trying to find such tenants who have established their own furniture and everything over here.
Okay.
In the space that is
Difficult
provided.
to move for them
Yeah,
then.
so in a way they have got them locked in such a way that it will be very difficult for a tenant to move, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
This shows that the chances of tenant leaving your property for next 5 years are quite less. HBits, suppose they shortlist 100 properties. Then they have their due diligence, that paperwork. They have got one or two of the best lawyers of the country associated with them. So they look at the paperwork. A slightest of problem they find, and the company is out of their list. So that may bring down them to 20. Then this tenant thing that I told, they go for that whole. That may bring down to 10. Then how much accurately they have been paying the rent if they are existing over here for last 1 year, 1.5 year. Have they be creating any problems? Are they going to be for a long term? Are their balance sheet strong that they are not going to go bankrupt in near term and all? After all that study only they go for a particular property. So I think they are a shortlisting company in such a way that there are very less chances of anything going south. So all these factors being quite favorable, I like them. I have never visited any of that property. I have just seen them in the photos only, never visited any of them. But I found them quite good. And as per the past experience of my friend, and as I also experienced by investing in first and the second and all, it has been all going quite great. More importantly, nothing is on the name of the HBits. It's on my name at the end. So there the risk hardly exists. And so I went for it.
Got it. Understood. And most of these are Indian properties. Are there also foreign properties?
None of the properties at the portal where I am investing are foreign properties, but I had seen foreign properties on other portals.
Okay, so
So
there's a way to
there is a
invest
way.
there as well.
But I have my doubts for the same, because when it's in India, we know one or the other thing. Outside India, we have zero knowledge. At least I don't have any knowledge about what
Fair.
laws exist over there and all.
Fair.
So unless you are not sure about that particular thing, no, my
Hmm.
funda is try to get at least basic knowledge and then only go for any of the investment.
No, makes sense completely. I wanted to ask how the tax implications are.
10% TDS is cut at their end. Tax implication, the rent will be coming and it will be added to our normal tax slab.
Okay, income tax
Income
slab.
tax slab. Whereas the property appreciation,
Mhm.
if it is a long term, it will be taxed at 12.5%.
Okay, interesting. So given that you now own a part of the property, if something happens to the property, some damage, some maintenance, all of these, right? Property related issues,
Right.
who takes care of that?
At the starting only, when these portals are going for the financial calculations, no, before rent, they take out some amount in a separate account for the maintenance. Apart from that, there is a full insurance of the property also.
Okay.
And that all things are calculated, the amount is kept aside, and after that only the rental yield is calculated. So
Okay.
whatever rental yield I am getting, no, it is after all this amount. In fact, in one of my property, I had this issue last year. I like to share that example with you. In the month of August, in one of the property, there was some leakage. As per the law and their binding, they had to get it repaired. It took around 15 days for repairing and all. No amount was deducted or taken from us because already it is being
Okay.
stored. But what happened is, in that month, the rent that gets credited to my account on 15th of every month, it got credited on 27th of that month. Because
Okay.
they had in their laws that if on the first of any month the tenant is having any complaint, till it is not resolved, he will not be paying the rent. This is how it works. So
Understood.
in a way, portal is acting as a bridge between the investment and the investor.
Correct. So in essence, it's paid by you because it's deducted from your rental yield,
Right.
but they are administering the entire
yes,
operations
yes.
of the property management.
Exactly.
Understood.
Even their fees is also being deducted initially.
For the portal
The
fee.
portal, yes. Whatever management fees and all they do.
What is the percentage of fees in terms
Generally
of
1% they charge.
1%?
Yes, 1%.
Inclusive of management and everything?
Everything.
Okay.
They give us XIRR after all these things only.
Okay, got it. Understood. No, fair. I think that clarifies a lot of things. Maulik, in terms of liquidity for fractional real estate investing, एक है आपको rental yield मिल रहा है. The second part is on the sale of the asset. Now, one way, if I want to sell this property, the portal finds a replacement investor. But when does the property actually sell? Like, are there some difficult situations where property is not able to, being sold out?
Okay, see, generally for selling, there is one particular rule that whenever the portal is getting a good deal, then first they need to go to the investors, take their view, and whenever they get it in favor by 75% or more, that is only when they can sell.
Okay.
You can call it as a risk, but I will say that it is not a risk. Reason being, they will get a deal where the XIR is going to be more than 15 or 16%. And the investors have invested over here for that particular proportion only. So when they are getting that proportion, I don't think they are going to say no.
Right.
Because generally these properties are such that this portal buys at quite a younger time period, just 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
And they try to get out of it by the time it becomes of 10 years old.
Okay.
Because generally after 10-15 years, the appreciation of the property starts decreasing. So
Understood.
they pick up a appropriate time for buying also and for selling also.
Okay.
And when investors are getting what they were promised at the start, I don't think they will say that no, now don't sell this particular property. No.
Okay.
But as per the rule, 75% or more have to be giving a final call of yes, then only the property is sold.
Got
That
it.
rule is
And
there.
if me as a retail investor, I wanted to sell, but for some reason I couldn't get a 75% majority, from the other investors, even then I can sell my share.
Yeah, you
That
can
still
sell
exists.
it on your own. Surely.
Got it. So, Maulik, I think as I understand, the fractional real estate looks very exciting and very good. I mean, there's fixed component income, there's, 16, 17% XIRR. Any major drawback that you have seen in, this asset class?
Major drawback is only one of them, illiquid space. So
Okay.
tomorrow morning I want the 25 lakh back. It's not possible. It will take around 15 to 20 or 30 days minimum. That's what they are saying. They are giving a time range of 15 to 90 days. The person who is looking after my investments, no, I asked him this particular question, that how many properties you have resold this way, that investor for medical reasons or any other reason wanted money back. So he said that till now he have done around 500 different transactions of 500 different people, and out of that 20 were such cases where for any reason after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year they wanted the money back, and he was able to get them by 25 to 30 days. 30 days was the
Okay.
maximum time period. He said that it took me 30 days for clearing that particular thing.
Okay.
He could easily get the new investor.
Understood. No, great. And there's so much startup activity in Delhi, Bangalore, metro cities. Lots of leasing that's happening out to the companies. What's your take on future of fractional real estate investing?
It is going to increase a lot. If it is coming under SME REITs, no, it will have lot more participants. I'm sure about it. The metros and all, they are going to have lots and lots of demand. Against that, supply is also there. So the area, the pricing, the construction, they all also will matter to a greater extent. But if you are in a right hands, you'll be getting good returns. That's for sure.
Right. I think my final question here would be, if I am a retail investor, I want to invest into fractional real estate. What's your investment strategy like?
Two aspects over here. First thing, what amount of appreciation you are expecting. And second thing, your age factor. If you are young, you don't need a regular rental income or something like that. Someone who is about 40, 45, gradually he will try to take less risk. In that case, an option to equity can be this fractional ownership. Second, someone who is having, let's say, 1 crore rupees to invest in total, even though he is young, still I will say that you should go for around 20% in real estate, in fractional ownership and all, because at the end it is good to diversify. I am a big fan of diversification.
Yeah.
Many of them have
Yeah.
seen that in my last podcast also. So I will suggest that try to diversify it, because keeping all eggs in one basket is a riskier thing, especially in equity. Even though if age is on your side, fine, but still over the years historically we know that equity has given good returns whenever you look at 10-year, 15-year, 20-year time frame. But no one knows what's going to happen after in the next 20 years. But at the end, they should make the decision after understanding exactly what it is. Don't just blindly follow anyone. That's what I'll suggest. Get the knowledge, whatever doubts you have, get it clarified, and then you invest. Because after that, no, once you are clear, no, you'll have a peace of mind.
Yes, absolutely.
If you are not clear, no, and if you are blindly investing just because I am saying or you are saying or someone else is saying, still that doubt factor will be there in the mind. I think don't do any investment ever with a doubt factor, not just fractional ownership, any of them, because then only you'll be able to stay longer and you'll be able to get good money.
Yes, absolutely rightly said. And this is just step one. This is, understanding how the asset class works. And now step two is actually go research yourself, explore portal, and then make the final decision. So thank you so much for sharing all of this knowledge with us. With this, we'll wrap video one. Thank you, Maulik.
Thank you.